Hey everyone, this is DizzExplorer03 here with a very special video here on this channel. Now, if you guys have been following me for like a few years now, you guys might have noticed a certain project that unfortunately got scrapped and never got completed. And that Toybox project was Disney Infinity Battle for the Toybox. And it was meant to be the final Toybox I was ever going to make. It was gonna be like one huge last giant adventure to conclude the Disney Infinity franchise. Like almost like I would say like it's pretty much in a way a sequel to Toybox Takeover, that Toybox game. The one where the Disney characters had to like team up, defeat Syndrome and the villains. That one. It was going to be some way a sequel to that and the final adventure. But anyways, some of you guys have been wondering like why that project was scrapped, why I decided to stop working on it, and what was the storyline was going to be about, what was going to be going on in it. Well, today is finally the day. I'm going to tell you as much as I can about what was Battle for the Toy Box. So the storyline for Battle for the Toy Box, I mean, pretty much it was like probably one of the number one reasons why it got scrapped in the first place was because the storyline was too dark. I mean, as you know, that Disney Infinity is a family friendly game, and of course it's Disney, of course. And I mean, after looking back on the story that I've written for this toy box, like, I had like scripted, and I had like storyboards, like thumbnails of it, and like some quick sketches of what the toy box was gonna look like and stuff like that. I was treating it almost like a cinematic piece, but looking back at it now, I could definitely see that this was Toy Box in particular was not the proper way to end the Disney Infinity franchise, mostly because the storyline was way too dark. It was, well, not like Hunchback of Notre Dame dark, but it was still pretty dark. Let me explain. So anyways, the story details was that it was the Battle for the Toy Box. The project was inspired, of course, by the cancellation of Disney Infinity, and the storyline is that suddenly this the Toy Box realm was being slowly plunging into darkness and negativity. Something was going on, and all the Disney Infinity characters have to team up, and they have to find what the source of this negativity and darkness, and stop it at all costs. And this negativity was in response of the cancellation of Disney Infinity, because in the original storyline there was going to be new characters that was going to be a part of the plot, like a huge part of the plot. Like it was going to be inspired by the Toy Box Master Artists. You heard right, the Toy Box Master Artists. These they were going to be new characters inspired by them. Like there was going to be a character inspired by Model Train Man, F Daniel IX, Pirate Steven, Mighty Gitis. Like there was going to be like everyone was going to be a character inspired by that person, including myself. And so, anyways, my role was I was pretty much like I was like the underdog type character, like the character that like no one like pretty much was like wanted to deal with. I mean, I get in trouble once in a while, and it's think of it kind of the way as the I would say possibly like Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey in a way, which made sense because Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey is my favorite Disney Infinity character. And so, the plot for that is that these Toy Box Master Artist like type characters, I know that I gave them all names, I can't remember them all now, but it has something to do with their with like their Toy Box Master Artist name, but like rearranged or like something like that. But anyway, their job was like, of course, because their job is to create new worlds and adventures for these characters to explore, to have fun, and pretty much to keep Disney Infinity alive. And then on the day of the cancellation, there were going to be characters as well inspired by people like I would say, like Allison, JV, and like the mentors. Like they were going to be all like in some way a character. and it was and they say like, sorry, there's like, I mean, like we heard like there was like the portals closing and like there were like no more creativity and stuff. I'm like, I forgot what it was, but it's been a long time since I worked on the project, but there was some reason why like the Toybox realm was going to be ending soon and not having any more like new content and characters, and soon the portal will be closing and no one will be able to visit each other's Toybox realm. So, and that's like kind of like in my way of like explaining like, oh, like the server is going down and why there won't be any more characters and content and stuff like that. But anyways, of course, my character, which I believe I don't think I've ever dang, I don't remember that name that I gave him. But anyways, my character is like the one that's like that doesn't give up. Like, because if he like loves something, he doesn't want to give up to protect what he loves. And the others are like, no, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. I mean, like we've done all that we can, and then he just keeps on. Like, he just keeps on fighting. He's like, no, I will find a way. He goes on this journey to find a possible solution. And this whole like backstory thing with my character was going to be explained somewhat in the middle of the story because there was going to be a twist. So, anyways, um, so like yeah, the twist is in the story that the Disney Infinity characters believe that like, oh, like a certain Disney film is behind all this like toy box darkness and negativity and all that. But then like they think like, oh wait, what if it's like one of the master artists instead, like someone turned dark, and then they later found out who it was. So anyways, they find out in the middle of the story. So anyways, back to the journey. So anyways, my character was going to go on a journey, comes across like this strange like possibly like strange like glowing purple item, and he stumbles upon it, which he believes could help save the realm and like continue Disney Infinity in a way. So it goes back and like, it shows it to them, and they're like, and they've showed it like they're already like packed up and all ready to go, and like, I'm sorry, like, and of course they were like the huge important quote would come into play, which was I used from Meet the Robinsons as well. It's a quote from Walt Disney, and it's keep moving forward. But everyone else wants to keep moving forward, but but my character decided like, no, I'm gonna do my best to keep things going. Like, and they're like, no, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. I was like, and like they pretty much like in his head, like they think they're like, oh, like they down him because like he hasn't, he's like not like one of like the best, or like he's yeah, it's a very personal story, especially for myself since like because I have a huge role in the story in the original storyline, but it said like, oh, like you don't have to like you can't do this, you can't do that's nothing you can do. The best we can do is like make a better future of ourselves. Like I'd like remember the good times and then move on. Like, no, I can't do that. And then out of accidentally and out of frustration and anger, my character froze like froze the entire like in like a council in a way, like using the power of the object that he got, like he froze like everyone into like in a still position, like almost like figurine position. So like they're always like frozen like the and anyways, he got like all scared. He didn't know what he did, and so pretty much like all like the characters that was going to be like the mentors, like pretty much like the higher people were going to be frozen. And it was unfortunately my fault due to like the whole like arguments and accidentally untapping its power. And then that's when the master artists would come in, and the character inspired by the master artist, they would come in and they would see what happened, and of course my character would have gotten the blame, and then they would say stuff like, oh, like you should never been a master artist, like you don't deserve, which by the way, I had a true story. I actually had like a couple of the master artists unfortunately say that to me, and it's very heartbreaking. So I decided to take that into the story. So anyways, and which so like, of course this gets him to like decide to use that power on purpose and decides to freeze everyone else. Although like I believe one of them one escaped though. So luckily, so like one escaped and went on over to help to go find these Disney Infinity characters and like tell them about the mess and like to go to go fix everything. And And so like with all the masters and like the higher up people that have been frozen and like stuck in place, my character would have become the main antagonist. Like he would have been the villain, and would decide to use his powers to freeze everyone and turn the whole world into negative. So that if he can't save the realm, then he'll just turn everyone against each other and turn it into darkness. So that was going to be the twist, that one of the master artists was the main antagonist the whole time, and he would call himself the Collector because he would freeze people that would get in his way, and like to make them think like, oh, let's see how you like it being a figurine or like being a statue and no one else like paying attention or loving you, and so like he would like keep him far away. So, and there's going to be a bunch of Easter eggs in this whole project, like ones that would call back to the scrapped ideas for Disney Infinity. One idea was like the toy box was gonna start off with like characters playing like an everyday situation, like like good guys versus bad guys. It was gonna be inspired by the Disney Infinity 4.0 playset that was planned but unfortunately got scrapped. Another idea was like there was going to be like literally almost like a graveyard type feel, like of going through like scrapped content. Like there was gonna be like content from like like Jafar because he was planned, Moana, Doctor Strange, and the villain's lair was literally going to be like on an island, kind of reminiscent to Neverland, but instead of mountains, it's a castle. And so there's a castle and there's an island, and it was like surrounded by lava. And so yeah, it was, think of it as like a really dark Neverland, but of course with a really dark castle right dang in the middle. Because of course Peter Pan got scrapped and never made into a full character, and so like, and since that character was important to him, he decided to make his whole lair like about this one film and this one character, and like how like the character that he's always wanted ever since Sorcerer Mickey didn't make it in, and now he's like taking it out on everyone else. So yeah, it's like I said, it's a very very dark story. It was and like looking back at it now, that it definitely did not deserve like to be like the final toy box planned for the franchise. Like it shouldn't be the final adventure, and it's very dark storyline, and I feel like somewhat ashamed for coming up with the storyline as dark as this for a family-friendly game like Disney Infinity. So anyways, of course, the game has a happy ending, and of course, the object that the villain controls is in a way controlling the main antagonist himself, and like pretty much like using like channeling his negativity towards others, and like there was like this huge final battle going all out, where not only just like the battles on the outside with the characters versus one of the toy box masters, aka the Collector, but also the battle within. So it's going to be a battle like between the good side that was still left, like the small glimmer of hope inside that master artist, aka myself, with the negative version, the one that wants to get back at everyone for doubting him and not believing in him, and like saying there's nothing you can do, like, and pretty much what made that guy evil. So of course it would have been a huge battle between good and evil, both inside and outside, and eventually in the very end, that character would get redeemed, and that negative side of him would be gone forever after like once again learning the lesson of keep moving forward and like having like there's like better a better future out there. Like reminding him that in a way Disney Infinity will never be gone. I mean, you still have the games, you still have like the worlds are there, you still have the characters, you can still play inside it. Although it'd be difficult to share with the friends that you know and stuff like that. But it's not impossible. So that was like the lesson he was going to learn in this whole thing. Of course, he gets redeemed. The evil half gets banished and destroyed. But at the same time, the main antagonist, was the antagonist. Like he would like after everyone's freed and like everyone was like they were like very like ashamed of what the villain's done, and then the characters stand up to him, and they would like and they're like, oh, like wasn't his fault, like he was just he did it out of like frustration and like go easy on him, like okay, and then of course my character would be like, no, I deserved this, like I deserved like every little bit of it because like I've been acting like a child, and I've been I've took anger out on all of you guys, even though you guys did so many good things for me, and I did like so many bad things to you guys, and I just want to apologize. And so he decides to goes himself into self-exile and to redeem himself, like find a way to become that better person. Which, in a way, that's the journey I'm still going through, because I've made some mistakes in the past when it comes with the friends I've made and the people that I've met in the Disney Infinity community, and so like he would go on the on this journey to become a better person, and and then when he's ready to come back, he'll come back. And so that's pretty much where the story would have ended. With like the toy box being saved, and then the main antagonist, or the former main antagonist, would go into self-exile and redeem himself. So anyways, yeah, it's like I said, super dark story, from my opinion, and did not deserve to be the final installment of Disney Infinity whatsoever. I mean, like Disney Infinity has shared so much love, and it gave so many people the power to create whatever they wanted to, and with their favorite Disney, Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars characters, and it really was an amazing game, and it did not deserve like a bummer of a story that I've made. So unfortunately, guys, like Battle for the Toy Box I'm glad it got scrapped, and it's I would not go back to it. But I hope once you guys have heard like the whole story and the details about what was planned for the toy box, you would understand why I decided to scrap it, and I decided to make my final shared toy box to be the whole create a hub with where players, I give them a hub, and then like it gives the players the opportunity to play around in the hub and like build their own Disney Infinity hub. Starting with like the base and the castle and stuff like that. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys understand now like why I decided to scrap Battle for the Toy Box. If you guys like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. And just to let you know, this channel will be ending sometime towards the end of the year. As once again, Kingdom Hearts 3 will be the final game to be showcased here on this channel. And in the meantime, I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye.